watching you play, it's kind of obvious to see the fire, the tenacity. Wondering from where that comes within you and how you think that style could complement LeBron and AD specifically on the Lakers.
In general, just from where I come from, just my upbringing and, just being able to, make it out of that situation, man. It's just, fighting his own, but just always being in that underdog position and just always having to work and overcome and just, do all the things that, don't really show up in the stat sheet every night, to still be noticed. And, honestly, on how it's going to compliment the Lakers, that's not really hard thing to do, man. You're playing with two premier superstars in our league with LeBron and AD. These guys, record speaks for itself, the name speaks for itself. And, when you have guys on the floor of that high caliber, I don't feel it's going to take that much getting used to because I don't feel like, I have to play with one particular style, really. I just basically just want to do anything that it takes to win the game. That's all that really matters.
And Montrez, just to follow up, why did you make this decision to join the Lakers specifically?
Honestly, it's a business decision. It's, I felt that it was the right decision for me. I talked to my family and, that's where we decided that we wanted to go. Simple as that. There's no more thought process to it, and I'm definitely going to be with a team, that wanted me and, with a group of guys that I feel that I'm going to gravitate well to. I'm going to build chemistry with fast and, going to try to get back into the same thing and the same feeling that they had, which is just past year, which is another championship.
All righty, we're going to go to Dan Weike with the LA Times.
Hey, Trez, congratulations on the deal and for saving some money on not having to move all your sneakers out of the place. How quickly in this process did the Lakers kind of come up? I mean, I know you guys spent the last 2 years fighting that team tooth and nail. How quickly did that come up, and what was the reaction in texts and calls from guys like Pat and Lou and those guys?
It happened fairly quickly. The night kind of kicked off, and once that time frame kind of hit, calls came in, and just looking at the places that I had, and just the situations in what happened throughout the whole year as COVID and everything, man. You just got to understand all that. No one really is, prepared for that, so we just had to deal with it and make ways with it. But, in general, it happened pretty quickly. And, like I said, it's a team that wanted me and a team that, was really highly on me. And I'm honored and thankful for that. And, blessed to be here. And as far as the guys that I play with, man, they understand the business, man. Honestly, I learned the business from those guys, man. Guys like Lou, who got traded multiple times in one season, a guy like Pat, who I played majority of my career with, who I ended up being in a trade with. And, they understand and basically taught me that this is a business, no matter, if you're not basically one of our top tier players in our league, man, which we all know who those players are. Everybody is, expendable to any level. So,
did you feel like the Clippers wanted you?
That goes without saying, brother. Apparently not if I'm, on the other side. So that's just what it is, really.
Thanks, Trez.
Okay, up next, Kyle Goon with SoCal News Group.
Hey, Trez.
How you doing?
You mentioned LeBron and AD. Obviously, you guys all share an agent. What is the extent of your relationship with those guys, and did it play a significant role, sort of the pre-existing relationship, in your decision to join the Lakers?
my relationship with the guys in general, just through the agency, we look at our agency as a family in general. So, you know, we in the off season do a numerous clutch events and, you know, pickup games and stuff, you know, just throughout various places. Cause like I said, we look at it like a family. This is not really just like an agency, you know, it's a top tier group of guys who, you know, get to come together, you know, outside of their, you know, respected teams and, you know, still be able to connect with one another and still talk about, you know, things outside the basketball world. As far as my decision, it didn't have any effect because at the end of the day, my decision doesn't affect neither one of those, you know, guys' lives as far as, you know, their living conditions. You know, I have a family that I have to provide for. So, you know, my decision was my decision. Like I said, I talked up with my family. I talked up with, you know, the people in my tight circle, and this is what we felt that was best for me.
And just as a quick follow-up, is it kind of weird after last year being sort of in the zone of trying to beat the Lakers and you know, get the better of those two guys to kind of switch it and be like, okay, I'm going to be playing with these guys. I'm going to be playing with the Lakers?
Nah, I don't really think it's going to be anything to really have to switch, honestly, because at the end of the day, you know, the game of basketball is our job. And, you know, when I was playing for the Clippers, I gave it everything I had every night. You know, I laced on my sneakers. And, you know, now that I'm here with Los Angeles Lakers, that's the same thing I'm going to do here. It is my job. I'm blessed to be on a team that was, you know, strong enough and deep enough and had the talent enough to end up winning the championship last year. So, you know, me just coming into the mix, I'm just trying to do anything I can to, you know, help them get back to that same place. You know, as seen, I wasn't there last year and they won it. So I'm just trying to come in and do anything I can to help to repeat.
Okay, next up, Dave McMenamin with ESPN.
Hey, Trez, good to see you. As much as you can remember with detail, can you take us back to Friday at 3 p.m. Pacific time when free agency officially opened? And can you walk us through, you know, the first phone call that you might have received from Rob Pelinka, or how did the Lakers first express their interest and get the ball rolling and bring you into the organization?
You know, first of all, the calls, you know, got to go through our agents when they first kick off. So, you know, basically the teams reached out to my agent, Rich, and, you know, when he came back to me, it was, you know, we have, you know, this, and this. And, you know, we weighed out what was the best out of the, you know, category. And as far as the decision, like I said, I gave it some thought and talked to my family and kind of figured out what was best for us and, you know, what would be, you know, our best move as far as moving forward in our lives. And like I said, this is what we felt was going to be best. And that's what we went with. As far as when I made that decision, literally Rob and Coach Frank was on the phone literally together talking to me and expressing how much, you know, they was just excited to have me come along to the team and, you know, just honored for me to just, you know, being able to come in something that's already had its run and did remarkable things in the bubble with the situation that we had to, you know, endure. But, you know, for them to feel that type of way and have that much excitement and praise as to, you know, talking to me freshly in the free agency, man, that just feels pretty good, man, especially off a team, like I said, that just made a run and, you know, won the NBA championship, you know, which we're all out here fighting to do in this game.
And Trez, just a quick follow-up. I think last fall you played in a pickup game in El Segundo at the Lakers practice facility. Mm-hmm. In that moment, did you have any thought of, you know, maybe someday I could play for this team?
Honestly, nah, because my whole mindset in that is like I'm about to kill everybody in here because I went in with some of my younger guys, so you know I didn't have any of you know like the Pat Bevs, Lou's. Like I had, you know, it was me, Ledger Shamit. I want to say Motley. Motley was there, and I can't remember who else was. Zoo was another one. And that's pretty much it for our team, you know. And then we kind of mixed up with whoever else was in that playing pickup, man. So, basically I had to, just lead the younger pack of guys in there. And, I basically wanted to just set the tone that, we weren't going to back down, that we weren't scared at, any point in time, no matter what was full strength, no matter, who's in the gym or where we at, So I really didn't have that thought or that mind process when I was in that playing pickup.
All right, thank you.
Okay, Bill Oram with The Athletic.
Hey, Montrez, congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm wondering, with the Clippers, you guys had such a mentality and an identity of underdog and chip on your shoulder. What do you think it's going to be like to be in a position where you are now joining a team that is going to enter the season as a favorite to repeat, and the team that the rest of the league is chasing?
Honestly, it's I don't know if I'm going to really put that any attention, honestly, because it was times that when I was just with the Clippers, they was favoring us to be the team to win it all, so that switches every other game, every time somebody has a big night, man. So that's not up for me to debate. That's up with everybody I'm on this monitor with to debate as far as who's the team to beat, who's the team to go after. Me myself, I still look at me as an underdog in this game, because at the end of the day, I want to be, in the tier players, one of the greats. At the end of the day, that's what you aim for in this game. You look to, come out here and build a legacy. And at the end of the day, that's what I'm trying to do.
All righty, Melissa Rowland.
Hey, Trez, I know you said that it's not difficult to complement this team with the pieces that they have, but I'm curious, where exactly do you see yourself fitting in? What exactly do you see as your role?
Like I said, I play a role of, whatever it takes, man. Whatever needs to be done, man. I've been in that 6-man role. I was blessed to be able to win it. So, I know how it feels not to start. I was called on and asked to start before. So it's all about whatever it takes to win, man. I've led or tied the league in charges over the years. So I lay my body on the line right there. Just goes to show you, man, it's just whatever it takes to win. So that's literally what I see my role as. As far as what coach sees, I mean, I feel like we'll all get that kind of identity once we get into training camp and once we all start to, be around one another and actually, putting actual pieces on the floor. But, me, myself, that's just what I see.
Okay, Mark Medina, and then we'll do a couple more and be done.
Hey, Trez, thanks for doing this and good to see you. Congratulations with your new deal.
Thank you.
How have you looked at this short turnaround of a schedule, given you guys are going to be starting less than a month, and with the things that you're talking about with your game, what can you do with that to maybe make things easier for LeBron and AD, given, their season ended not too long ago?
As far as, the short period of time going back into the season, me, I don't really have a problem with it. I'm not one of those guys that really kind of take a break anyway. If it wasn't COVID, I'd probably be playing in one of these other places in the Drew League or, pick up games somewhere outside of it anyway. So this is not really anything, kind of different for me. Me, myself, I kind of am fired up at the, point to get back out there just with, everything in general as far as me, what I've been through. Just going to feel good to be able to have that release again, to just be able to go out here and play the game we love once again. And it's not having to be so much of a weight. As far as what I can do as far as to take the load off of AD and Bron, I mean, that's not really, I feel, a me thing. I feel like, man, that's going to take our whole entire team. We have multiple pieces that we've added, Dennis Schroeder, Wesley Matthews, Mark. It's multiple pieces that we've added to the team and that they already still have to the team. KCP, it's multiple guys that we can name, so it's not just a me thing. It's going to take us as a collective group. And I think that's what the best thing is about the Lakers was their chemistry and, how well they play with one another, no matter the ups and the downs, the good or the bad.
Okay, next up, Joe Varden.
Hey, Trez. I know you were asked earlier in the call if you thought the Clippers wanted you back. I want to ask that a little bit different way. Was there any part of you that wanted to resign there?
I mean, honestly, I feel that, you know, if you spend your career in any place long enough, you're going to want to continue to still keep playing there and keep, you know, growing there. So, you know, of course, I still have great respect for those guys and for that organization. But like I said, as far as, you know, if they wanted me back, you know, obviously it just doesn't seem that way, does it?
Okay, and we'll just take two last questions. Miriam?
Hey, Trez, man, congrats on the deal. Exciting for sure for you. Wondering, sort of like you talked about your growth as a player. What did last season do for you? What did you learn last season you could take into this season as far as playing on a contender and playing with stars and kind of having that spotlight?
Just being able to, you know, adapt, honestly, in any given situation. And I felt like that's not, you know, only in our game, but, you know, in our lives as well. We had to be able to go into a bubble and, you know, be able to sit down and only be able to go from, you know, from the gym back to our rooms, you know, from the gym to game. That's all it was. So we just had to be able to adapt and, you know, deal with the things that we had to, you know, do to make things work, you know. And I felt like every time you go to a new team, you're gonna have to be able to, you know, adapt and grow to the plays, the system, you know, how coaches want you to do things, you know. So I think that's definitely one of the biggest things that I can definitely take from last season and, you know, carry it over into this one, because as us as people in general, everybody on the screen, we had to adapt to a, you know, completely different way of living right now, as you can see. So.
Cool.
Okay, and last question, we're gonna go with Dennis Freeman.
Hey, Montrez, can you talk about playing in the Drew League and how much it's helped your overall game or improved your game?
Honestly, it has improved tremendously, but it's not only just, you know, playing those games, because all week before those games, I'm going at 6 a.m. every morning with my trainer, Rico Hines. So everything that I'm doing in those games on that Saturday or that Sunday is all coming from preparation throughout the whole entire week. Only thing about it is, you know, you can't work on these moves really until you actually trying them out on somebody who is actually moving, playing defense, trying to, you know, disrupt the things that you've worked on all week. It's only so much preparation you can do on a skeleton or you know, trash can cones. You know, those don't move. So of course you're not going to really mess up too much. It's going to become rhythm. But the whole thing with my training and the whole thing with my trainer Rico, we try to create the game as if it's right there happening. And you know, we always put ourselves in situations where we're gonna, you know, maybe find ourselves in the game. So, you know, as far as, you know, playing the Drew League and the Dykeman and, you know, all the multiple leagues I play in ABL, they do a tremendous help for me, because you get to get that in-game conditioning run, but you also get to work on the things that you feel that you need to add to your game that's, you know, going to keep you in this game.